Hello, I am Benjamin and we are on the Tasty Trail in Korea. This time we are in the Chola province in the south in Muan. Muan is famous for its wet lands, its tidal flats actually. It's at low tide that we are going to discover another world, and especially the famous Muan octopus. We are also going to see a lot of recipes involving lotus leaves. So come with me on the Tasty Trail. So you see, that's the way we do to catch the octopus. You have to dig the mud with this shovel, and look, he got one. That's a baby one, that's a small one. That's called sebalnakji, the small size. Okay, we got one. So you see, doing the hole in the ground, 30 centimeters, sometimes it's up to 1 meter deep, and you find it. Hey, 선장님 기다려주세요. 잠시만요. 그 낙지 있는 구멍 어떻게 구별하십니까?
낙지요.
네.
낙지가 이제 집을 짓는데요.
네.
자기가 이제 파고 들어가는 구멍이 있어요.
아, 근데 구멍 여기 맞는데 구멍 어떻게 달라요? 다른 구멍하고 어떻게 구별할 수 있을까요?
좀 약간 다른 구멍에 비해서는요. 약간 넓적하면서
예.
민질민질해요.
민질민질.
예.
여기 없죠?
네, 여기는 이제 없고.
Okay, so there are many holes in the flat in the mud, but of course not all of them are octopus houses. 비 오면 좀 찾기가 좀 어렵죠.
예. 그러면 구멍이 있던 구멍도
예.
낙지가 집을 짓던 집도 다 지워져 버려요.
집이에요. 아, look at that. That's a place. Maybe 어떻게 보십니까? 이 보여주세요.
비가 와서요.
네.
낙지가 들어간 구멍은 메꿔져 버리고 지금 여기 집이에요. 집.
Oh, look at that.
밟으면은 구멍이 잃어버렸을 때는 밟으면은 움직여요. 이렇게.
You see, it moves a little bit if you step close to it. That was maybe the house. So that's the place to dig out. Okay, we have to be fast. He has to be fast. As you can say, do nothing. He has to be fast. So you can understand why it's so expensive. The octopus from the Muan tidal flat is very renowned. 작은 곳, 큰 곳 다 똑같아요, 집이?
크기에 따라서 낙지가 좀 크면 집이 크고요.
네. 아, 나왔어요. Okay, we got one. Look, oh, it's a small one. Okay. Wow. Look at that. Sebalnakji, that's what we call it. All right, look at that. Some people like to eat it right away when it comes from the water. Okay. Oh. So it's small, it's fresh, so you just cut the head and you can eat it. Being careful not to get the tentacles caught in your mouth, so you have to chew it very well.
So, where do we go today then?
Aha, it's a surprise, you see. I'm going to introduce you to a very special Korean dish. Hopefully you like it. We'll see. Seafood again.
Okay,
Yeah.
what about your trip in Kochang? How was it?
Kochang, wow, it was nice. It was really nice. We saw the sea salt, of course, and a lot of eel, and it was delicious. No, it was a very nice trip.
Okay, so
Once
are you
again.
fishing a little bit?
Yes. Here it is, Shinanchon. Let's go in. Please,
Very
Delphine.
hidden, guys.
Yep. Octopus. Small octopus in a soup. A soup which is called yon potang. And this is something very special. 이거는
낙지
굴-
구리.
kuri. Nakji kuri. So nakji kuri is something which was made in the past for the king's table or for special tables like the ceremonies for the ancestors called the chesa. So that's something which was prepared in that special occasion, and after, of course, it was eaten by the family together. How is it?
Taste is very good.
Taste is good, huh? I don't know what they put as a seasoning on the top, but it's nice
It just takes a little bit of time to
to chew.
chew. The taste is really good.
I think that in Korea, and that's the big difference with maybe the European approach of cuisine, what is important is not as much what we call the flavor, the flavor in French, the taste and the smells, the fragrance. It's much more the texture. I think that Korean people are very sensitive to the texture. Have a try. This soup is interesting too.
You have the taste of the onion.
Tell me your impression. That's interesting for us to know. Is it something that you can eat or you are not really? I think
Yes,
you are
we
not
can
found.
really eat, but it's really different from what I expected because I thought it would be more similar to calamar,
To squid.
to
yeah.
squid, or sepia that we have in Europe.
Yeah.
And actually, it's quite different because here what we eat are the legs with this
The tentacles with the
With,
with the I don't know the name. Yes.
well, you can see these little bubbles. So in terms of texture, we're not used at all to eat
Yeah, you have to chew it a lot.
those.
Yeah.
So in terms of texture, it's a new experience.
Yeah.
It's nice taste.
Excellent.
I think you should really have very small pieces.
Yeah, we should cut it in smaller pieces.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
So that was cut by the Korean lady, maybe for Korean
The owner.
customers, yes. But maybe for Western people, we could just cut in a little bit smaller.
That's a good idea. That's
smaller
a good
pieces.
suggestion.
And then we really can appreciate the taste, the texture, without having this obsession of chewing.
All right.
And then you can still
That's a good idea.
speak to your friend and not spend
A
half
good
an
advice.
hour
A good advice
chewing.
from Dr. Delphine today. We have to cut in small pieces. Easier to eat. Okay. Let's enjoy now.
Yes, thank
And you have also a lot of banchan and a beautiful fish here.
So I go back for this padjong. The padjong, is that?
So if you come to Muan, don't miss this place. This is Octopus Street, Nakji Golmok in Korean. As you can see, there are restaurants all specialized in octopus. Octopus in every kind of recipe, all the shapes and forms and styles of octopus. You can choose directly on one of the pictures, so it's very good for your convenience. You can see directly the different sizes and you can choose here. So it's a wonderful place to enjoy the Muan Nakji, the Muan octopus. 이게 뭡니까?
호롱게요.
아,
호롱.
horong. It's a kind of skewer. It's skewered octopus. Look at that, if it's nice. It's octopus which is rolled around a stick and grilled with the sauce on top of it. 맛있겠다. 어떻게 그거 어떻게 먹습니까? 그냥 빼야 돼요? 아니면 이렇게 먹으면 돼요?
이렇게 뜯어서 드시면
뜯어서
훨씬
먹
맛있습니다.
그래요?
네.
Okay, I tried that. She says I can just eat it on the stick. It's chewy. It's nice because the sauce is not too strong, so we can still enjoy the flavor of the octopus. It's chewy, but it's not like a rubbery feeling. I like it very much. Really nice, really clear. I really like it. It's not fishy at all. And you know, this kind of dish, this soup, is said to be full of energy, full of stamina. Because octopus is a really rich, nutrient-rich product. In the past, in a very old Korean book of medicine, traditional medicine, called the Tongi Bogam, there was this saying, 1 octopus equals 500 grams of ginseng. It was used to give strength, energy to sick people. You know, it's normal because this kind of octopus coming from the tidal flats we have seen before is full of minerals. It's full of the good nutrients that you can find in the mud. You have calcium, magnesium, all the minerals you can imagine. And especially, it's low calorie, low fat. So it's good for health. You can have it even if you are on diet, and it gives you a lot of energy. I'd like to go back to this skewer. I wonder what else they have prepared, so I think we should go to the kitchen and have a look at what they have prepared for us, because I know there is much more than that. 아주머니 지금 뭐 하고 계십니까?
기절낙지 하거든요.
기절낙지. 어떻게 하십니까?
기절낙지를 할 때는
예.
처음에 물을 한 번만 이렇게 끼얹어서
예.
이걸 전부 다 씻으면 여기에서 이 빨판에서요.
네.
이물질이 엄청 많이 나와요. 이게 이제 좀 있으면 보시면 알겠지만은
예.
이물질이 여기서 나오면
그렇게 하면서 이렇게 하면서
예.
이거 기절시키는 겁니까?
예, 기절을 시키는 거예요. 그래서 이거는 머리는 따로
예.
잘라서 굽고요.
네.
다리만 기절을 시켜서 접시에 넣는 거예요. 세발낙지는 조그만 개기고요. 중낙지는 기절낙지고요. 대낙지는 초무침이나 볶음이에요. 그래서 양념이 볶음하고 초무침하고는 틀리거든요.
Now I feel stronger with all this stamina food in front of me. It reminds me of a story that I've heard a lot in Korea about the octopus. We say that when a cow or an ox is tired, you know, because too much work or summertime or sick, in the past the farmers would put in a leaf of, let's say, pumpkin, for example, a pumpkin leaf, 1, 2, 3, 4 octopus in the leaf, and feed the ox or the cow, and then just after the cow would stand up, you know, like right alive and kicking, because of this stamina that we have in the octopus. So you see, it's not only good for us human beings, it's also good for animals. That's what we see in Korea. How do you like the serenity and the beauty of this place? It's a huge lotus pond close to Muan. It's very famous for the white lotus, the Benbjamin. You know, lotus is a very important plant in Asia. It's a symbol in Buddhism of the enlightenment, of spiritual achievement, because the lotus grows in the mud and it grows this beautiful flower, a flower which is pure, and a flower which gives also this bud with a lot of seeds, symbol of fertility. That's why the lotus is so important in Asia. And it's also important because, as you are going to see, we can eat a lot of things involving the lotus. I'm not lucky. This is a summer shower, a sonage as we call it, but I found a nice umbrella. And over there we have this thatched pavilion overlooking the lotus pond with nice ladies who are preparing for us lotus food. 안녕하십니까?
안녕하세요.
예, 안녕하세요. 뭐 하고 계십니까?
네, 연쌈밥 사고 있어요.
쌈밥, 잠시만요. So I'm going to ask what we can do with that big size. 이게 큰 걸로 뭐 할 수 있습니까? 어떻게 먹을 수 있을까요?
저기 보쌈도 할 수 있고요.
네.
차도 만들 수 있고, 갈아서 전도 부칠 수 있고요.
아, 그래요?
네, 다용도로 쓸 수 있어요.
그거 어떻게 하십니까? 설명해 주시겠어요?
네, 밥에다가 그 연근이랑 연자유, 그 잡곡, 모든 우리 몸에 좋은 걸 다 넣어서 밥을 지어가지고요.
아, 벌써 지은 거예요?
네, 지었어요.
아, alright. 와우. 이게 어떻게 싸야 되는지
예,
좀 한번
보여드릴게요.
보여주세요.
예.
Yeah. She's going to show us how to wrap. So this side, okay, from the right, and then we do the same on the other side, and we wrap it up, and we close. Oh, it's like a small pocket. Oh, 잘하시네요. 주머니 같아요. 전복 주머니, 연 주머니. Alright. 그 다음에 다시 한번 치워야죠.
네.
And one more steaming. 예.
네.
얼마 동안 해야 됩니까?
한 20분.
20분 정도. Okay, 20 minutes. 알겠습니다. So look at that. It's wonderful. The color is very nice. 이 반죽이 어떻게 만드셨습니까? 왜 이렇게 녹색으로 돼 있습니까?
연잎을 믹서에다 갈았어요. 갈아가지고
갈으셔서?
부침가루하고 반죽한 거예요.
Look at this beautiful lotus banquet. Here we have the rice, steamed 2 times, and one in the lotus leaf. You see this nice color? Wonderful smell. 맛있어요. Inside you have all these grains and also the lotus root. Here we have the doeji bosam. It's the pork belly, which has been boiled and then cooked, wrapped in a leaf of lotus, of course. And this is something we should eat with kimchi, not only for the color, but for the spice and also for the taste. Let's try it. Wow. Yeah, it's nice, it works. So, how is it? Don't you want to come to Muan to have this kind of experience? I think it's a really nice place. Really, really nice place. And wonderful food. Muan we have the octopus, we have also the lotus, the onion, but we have much more. We have the famous Muan koguma. Koguma is the sweet potato. And you know why it's so delicious in Muan? It's because of this, the soil. Look at that. The beautiful red loess soil. So I'm going to explain all this later. I see that the people are now harvesting the koguma, the sweet potatoes. We are going to go there and observe directly this harvesting period. Small ones. 색깔이 왜 이렇게 됩니까?
이거는 이제 자색 안토시아닌이 많이 들어 있어서.
Anthocyanin. So that's the element which makes the color, this purple beautiful color, and also it's very good for the body because it's an antioxidant. In the koguma we have a lot of very good elements like a lot of dietary fibers. 진짜 맛있어요.
무슨 약이라든 뭐 약도 할 수 있다던데
아,
뭐가
그래요?
많이 들었는가 몰라도.
그 안토시아닌 때문에.
당뇨병 환자나
네.
네.
저기 숙취 해소제로
아 그래요?
간 기능 해소에도 좋고.
떡도 괜찮고 떡도 해도 이쁘고.
They say it's good for many things, and they say that people who have diabetes can have this koguma, the purple one.
저기 도시락에다가 고구마 2개씩 싸가지고.
옛날에
노인당에서?
어머니가 요것만 먹고 끊이했어.
요걸로 밥 대신 먹고 지냈잖아요.
겨울에 노인
지금 나이 드신 분들은 고구마 생각하면 예전에 그 못 먹고 못 살 때 생각이 많이 나죠.
아 지금 저거 사서 쌀밥.
원래 지금 사람들은 쌀밥보다 이게 더 비싸요. 쌀보다 훨씬.
더 비싸.
It reminds them of the hard days when sweet potato was eaten instead of rice. But nowadays, you know, sweet potato is more expensive than rice, maybe. In this area, they planted a lot of sweet potato, and they say it's one of the biggest production in the country. Well, I think it's time to say goodbye to beautiful Muan. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did all the specialties we have discovered, like the octopus, the lotus leaf, and also the koguma, the sweet potatoes. We were not very lucky because of the weather, but anyway, it's not very important because we had good food and good drinks, and I think it's the most important for me. Anyway, I see you next week on our next Tasty Trail in Tasty Korea. Bye-bye. For example, there is a very interesting dish in most of the restaurants of Muan. It's a kalaktan. It's a kalbitan, like a beef soup with octopus inside. It's a kind of very interesting mix, like what shall I say, like surf and turf, sea and the fields meeting together in one bowl. Of course, you can ask without the octopus. So don't worry if you come to Muan, you will always find something you like me.